Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will learn about our new system, which is like, dislike and the view. Okay, so here we will just learn about the functions we will use in each system. So this is basically showing how many views of this post. Okay, and this one is how many likes for this fraud. Okay, so you can implement this all functions in your any website if you think. Okay, and this one is dislike. So if you can see here, if I can click here on the like, okay, so it will take me to the login page because I don't want anybody come on the website and just press like. So we just place the login. So I will just log in, okay, as a user. Okay, it will redirect me on the same page, okay, in 5 seconds. So if you can see here, so I have already liked it. If I want to dislike it, I can click on red icon and it is dislike. So there is one dislike and two likes. If I want to like this, because it captures your user ID, okay, so this user has whatever he or she selected, it will display here. Views also, guys, you can see if I just refresh, if any user comes, so it automatically increases. So this is what we need to learn today, because we have created a lot of classes, but we want to parallelly start learning few functions so that you can implement in your website. So this code is created for our one of our website. It is using Bootstrap, HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery. Okay, so let's see the code here, how we implement it. First we will see this page. Okay, so we will just open, you can open it any HTML editor. I am using brackets. So this is a page. Okay, so this is basically we are using here a Bootstrap classes. Okay, so I will also create the Bootstrap classes in one of the HTML class in future. And if you can see here, guys, this is float left. Float left means the content will go on left. Okay, this is a PHP. You can start it in any HTML like this. You need to just write it like this and end it with this. Okay, this is important. Inside you can declare, or you can define, or you can write the HTML code. Okay, so here basically I just created a FID, means the fraud ID. I am just getting the ID from the URL, because if you can see here, each URL has its own unique ID. Okay, I am just getting ID, okay, from the upper part. So once I get the ID, so I am getting the value from fraud log. So there is a table in my database which names fraud log, where fraud ID is FID. So how many number of views, if I want to calculate, I need to use this kind of query. Okay, we will also learn more about it in our further classes. Okay, this is how we need to write it. Don't worry, guys, I will put all my code on my blog page so that you can directly just copy and implement. Okay, so then you just need to write it. FA icon, I just used it. So here the value, it is coming from the database. So let's see the database as well. Fraud log, okay, it is just capturing that, for example, ID is 10, how many user ID is there. So 0 means there is no user logged in. Okay, because if the user is logged in, their ID will be captured. See, 73 is my ID of the user. I logged in, it captures, okay, the date it is showing, okay, and then the same ID of the fraud. Okay, it will just count the number where ID is equal to 10. Okay, so it captures like 46, that is why it is coming it here. Sorry, 48. If you refresh, it will be 49, and here it will be one more entry if I refresh the table. See, okay, so basically this is capturing the views, let's try to see the like and dislike. If you go down, so here it is just capturing the session user ID. Session means if the user is ID is already there, means it is logged in. If it is not logged in, so if you can see this sign, so we are just checking if user is not logged in. If they click on like or dislike, they will redirect to the login page. Okay, this is how it is written. So you can try to understand. If you don't understand, kindly comment or ask us, we will always help you. Guys, try to like our channel, share our channel, please. Thank you. So this is a function, okay, in the like echo get likes FID. FID means fraud ID, we learned about here. So get means automatically it will get it the FID. Okay, this function, it is already there. Okay, so it will be fetch all the likes automatically from the JavaScript file. Let me try to show you the JavaScript file. So there are basically 5 files you need to add it, okay, in your code. So like JS file, basically you are just defining a jQuery with start. If the document is ready, then if any user clicks on the like button, okay, so if it will be click on the like button, so it will just take the fraud ID, okay, and just it will add a thumb sign, okay, and it will increase one more number through this file. Okay, because it's this code, this is the same file, fraud detail, it is already in the up section. If you see here, you will find it. I will write it for you so that separately, so that you will not confused. Okay, and then the next function is dislike button. So basically this is disliking, changing the state of the icon. Okay, and it will just increase the value by 1. Okay, because one user can either like the post or the fraud, or they can dislike. So you can also implement this in your blog as well, or any post as well. Okay, so basically here we will go to our code again. So likes automatically will come here, and the dislikes will come it here. Okay, if user clicks, okay, anything, for example user click, if user click this one, then it will automatically thumb up, okay, for the like. Okay, and then you will get the value increased. Okay, so there is another file like CSS. Okay, we just implemented 2 CSS. You can also add it in your style CSS or custom CSS, but you need to link it. Otherwise you can make it separately. This is depend upon you. So thumb up, okay, and thumb in down. Okay, this is just a rotatory of the symbol. Logged in user, this is basically we are just giving some padding. Okay, this is the function we try to call it, but we thought that we can do it in the same line. So basically either you can call a function in the PHP which will say you how many counts are there, or you can implement on the same code. Okay, this is depend upon you. So let's try to see the last file like PHP. Okay, so this is you need to implement, this is the database, you need to write it, and then you need to just check if the user is not logged in. Okay, for example they don't have any ID, then the user ID will be 0. Okay, if you can see in the database the user ID was 0. Okay, else the user ID will be the session ID. Okay, then the connection we are checking, is it working or not, and then we have an action button. So for example if any user, okay, click on the action button, and then what happens is they will get the fraud ID. Okay, they will insert into the rating info. Okay, so for example they click on the like button. Okay, so like button, the user ID will be captured, fraud ID, and the rating action. Okay, all will be stored in the database. Let me try to show you. So this is my another table, second table. We need to have 2 tables, fraud, rating, info. Okay, so here you can see first one is the ID, then the CDate. CDate means the created date. Okay, it will be automatically captured. So dates, timestamp, we can use it. I will show you in the structure. Then the user ID, all the IDs of the user, we will capture it here. Fraud ID, okay, and then the rating action. Rating action is like or dislike. Okay, let me try to show you by, for example, like this user has already liked. Let's try to dislike. Okay, if I click dislike, okay, it is 1, it is 2. Let's try to see which one is dislike and which is our user ID. If you can see it, let's try to see it. See, 73 ID, it is mine ID and it is dislike. Okay, it will calculate according to the frauds. Okay, so if I like it, okay, so automatically if you refresh, see, it is liked now. Okay, so this is how it is working. It is just saving the user ID, fraud ID, and then the action for the rating, whether it is liked or not liked. So I will just try to show you the structure as well. So ID is basically our unique number. Okay, it's a primary key, and then CDate is a timestamp. Okay, it is automatically getting the time, but we are just saving user ID. Okay, we have indexed as well, so I will also show you in future classes how we will index it. Fraud ID index means automatically you can get the whole row. If you click it here, then you can create a relationship. Okay, and then the fraud ID and then the rating info, it will be varchar. So all these fields how we create, I will show you in the further classes, so keep touching with us. So basically like PHP. Okay, so basically this is case where like if anybody likes, then it will capture things and store it into the database. If they dislike, then it will again store it. Okay, so this is the cases. And then if you get likes, so automatically how they are getting the likes, if you see here, so we mentioned already here get likes. So automatically this function, this is a function. Okay, so it will just go here, it will call this function. ID is fraud ID, so it will automatically get how many likes are there, how many dislikes are there. Okay, it will get the total number of dislikes of a particular fraud. Okay, get rating, what is the rating, total dislike and rights of a particular fraud, you can see it here. User liked, so these all functions you can include it in your PHP file. User disliked. Okay, so these all things are mandatory, and if you have any confusion or you could not implement, there is any issue or something, kindly ask me. So I will implement this code, I will add it in my blog slowly so that you can understand and you can implement in your website. Thank you so much, friends. I will also create side-by-side classes for you so that you can learn slowly. If you have any doubt, any questions, please ask us anytime. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.